guys, welcome back to California Cooking. We have a really fun show for you today. First up, we're making modern Middle Eastern cuisine with two fabulous ladies that I absolutely love. They've been friends since they were kids back in New Jersey. Can't wait for you to meet them. Then I'm cooking up a quick and easy weeknight meal that has so much flavor. It's a breaded chicken cutlet topped with a Meyer lemon sauce. And finally, Eric Spillman is taking us to a new neighborhood steakhouse in Venice, serving up wood-fired steaks, seafood, and more. First, I met these ladies at a cookie party over the holidays, and we instantly hit it off. I couldn't stop eating their tahini shortbread cookies, so I had to have them over to find out how to make them. I saw you guys. I got to tell everybody our story about how we met each other. This is only the second time we're meeting, but we met at a Christmas cookie swap.
Yes, with good bonding.
With good bonding. So this is Deana and Nadia. Hi, guys. So you guys are bloggers. Would that be the right way to describe what you do?
We kind of do a couple of different things, but all food related. So
yeah.
Bloggers, photographers, recipe developers, content creators.
Yeah.
So just kind of everything food.
Sweet Pillar Food is the name of your brand. How did you guys come up with that name?
We kind of started in food because I was manufacturing food first, and
yeah.
one of the first products I manufactured was chocolate-covered dates. So I was like, what am I going to call this company? And so when I went out to the date farms to, pick the dates and kind of figure out who I'm going to work with, all the palm trees were just so big and long. They looked like pillars, and they would carry all these sweet dates. So I was like, sweet pillar.
Was born.
But now everyone thinks we do just dessert, but we're more than just dessert.
I loved you guys, first of all, because you are truly friends. You didn't just say, hey, let's start a business together.
Our parents are friends. Our parents are both originally from Syria.
So your parents were friends in Syria? Or when they came to the U.S.?
Well, in Syria, it's like a small community.
Everyone knows everyone anyway.
We're friends from New Jersey, and it took me some convincing to move her out here because she's like a diehard New York, New Jersey. Yeah.
I see you in the kitchen together, cooking, making things that are of importance and significance to you guys.
And I think that's the whole thing. I think a lot of people, I didn't grow up cooking, and I didn't know that I knew how to cook. And I feel like it's so intimidating at first, but then once you do it, it is so fun.
Yeah. And therapeutic.
It is so therapeutic.
How important is your culture in what you guys do?
Super important. I think we originally wanted to preserve everything and keep the techniques and traditions because it's once they didn't ever give you a recipe, so they were always
all up in the head.
And we still watch them when our moms and grandmas and stuff were cooking. It's they'd just be like, so then you just do this, and we grab their hands. We'd be like,
we
stop
get
and put
into
it
a
in
fight
a spoon.
every single time.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Mom, why did you add that ingredient? I needed to measure it first.
And then she's like, just look, it looked about a tablespoon. And you're like, no, dude, it doesn't work that way.
We do a lot of preserving really authentic recipes and techniques, but then we're like, you know what? We do things like shortcuts, and we kind of make really complicated dishes easier to make. And then we develop a lot of things, but with familiar flavors. Tahini is very has become a thing, and we make it we use it now in dressings and cookies.
When I met you guys, obviously it was a cookie swap. You guys were like, well, my cookie won an award at the LA Times, and I was like, oh man, I'm way in over my head at this party. But that's the cookie we're gonna make. What is the cookie? Tell us.
So it's basically a traditional shortbread cookie, and so it's mainly the star ingredient of butter, which is everyone's favorite, and then it has tahini and a special ingredient, which is a carob molasses.
Okay.
You don't necessarily need it, but I think it adds a interesting, deep, nutty kind of flavor.
Yeah. Okay, so take us through your award-winning cookie. Okay.
Start with the butter. We are going to use 3/4 cup butter, which is 12 tablespoons, and then half a cup of sugar plus 2 tablespoons. Okay. So then you'll just let the butter and sugar get light and fluffy. Yep.
Okay.
So then after that, we will add in our molasses. We are going to add the star, 1/4 cup tahini.
Okay.
And then an additional 2 tablespoons. We'll mix all that up, and then we go into the dry ingredients, and we're almost done.
Here's a bowl for your flour.
All right, so we're going to do a cup a teaspoon of baking powder.
So we did the salt. We'll get you a whisk.
Just so we get them even. We will just spoon in on low.
Can I taste a little dough?
Yeah, you sure can.
Should we all get a spoon and like start rolling? Okay. Now I can tell mine's too little. Like Deana's not gonna approve of this one. Look,
Close your eyes and feel.
That's okay. That's okay.
Try again.
All sizes are welcome. After they're all in little balls, just like this. And bam.
The black sesame is hard to find. You can make it with the
Regular, natural sesame seeds, whatever. I always used to do it like that. Then I started using the black because it looks so cool when they're done.
No, they are pretty. And then in the oven, 350.
350, like 9 to 12 minutes.
Okay.
So depending on your oven. I'm gonna need you guys to try and tell me.
They've cooled off.
Were you gonna show how moist they are?
Right? Look at that. So moist, it crumbles in your hand. And it gives that feeling of like it's a peanut butter cookie, but then the taste of peanut's not there.
Yeah.
And that's what the tahini does.
Yeah.
Award-winning cookie. Okay, ladies, this one's a lot of chopping. So this is shakshuka.
Yes.
People that maybe don't know shakshuka or haven't had it, what is it?
It originates from like North Africa. It's a tomato-based stew, I guess, with poached eggs on top.
All right, shakshuka away.
Here we go. So we're gonna get a glug of olive oil. We will add our onions. So then we'll just saute the onions.
Do you want the onions to kind of caramelize?
Yeah.
Not burn so quickly?
We'll just get that going.
Okay.
And when they start to, get a little translucent and starting to brown, then we'll add in the peppers.
Okay.
And we'll let them soften like 5-7 minutes.
Yeah.
And then we'll add in our tomato sauce.
Smells really
Doesn't
good.
it? Yeah, it starts to get in great smelling mode.
Okay, in go our crushed tomatoes.
And then we'll just mix that in.
It smells really good. And the spices aren't even in yet. So you're gonna do cumin and paprika?
Yep, and some salt. It's just like simple.
And would you put a lid on it and kind of let it
Let
simmer?
it stew, yeah.
Okay. We're creating the little holes for the eggs. You are good.
And then put the top on and it'll start to steam itself to cook.
Your shakshuka is beautiful. It's so pretty, and what a perfect, this is why it's the best, because you just put it on the table and let people dig in, and you've got to have crusty, crunchy bread. Okay, this is it, you guys. I'm gonna go into the yolk. Watch. I mean, obviously, if you you wouldn't all dig in, but we're friends. So. Look at that. That's what everybody wants. Oh my gosh. And then let me try your sauce.
Sauciness.
The sauce is so yummy. Really good. This was so much fun.
Thank you for
Let's do it again. Mwah. I learned so much, really.
so much fun. Yeah, we had a blast sharing
did.
with you.
All right. Love you, gals. Thank you.
Love you. Thank you.
I had so much fun cooking with Nadia and Deana, and I love the fact that they've taken these recipes that have been passed down for generations, but they put their own modern twist on it. Coming up, Eric Spillman is enjoying the most amazing steak and seafood at a new neighborhood spot in Venice. Then I'm making a delicious on-the-go breakfast for Levi. It's a sausage pancake muffin. We'll see if he likes it. But first, if you like cooking up chicken dishes for dinner, but you need some new inspiration, I've got a great recipe. It's a Meyer Lemon Chicken Dinner. That's coming up next. I love cooking with lemons, so much so that my husband actually makes fun of me for it, but when Meyer lemons are in season, it takes your recipe to a whole new level. So check out my breaded chicken cutlet with Meyer lemon sauce. I don't know about you, but I do enjoy a breaded chicken cutlet. So that's what I'm gonna do right here. And I'm gonna make a little bit of I almost would call it like a citrus relish. You know, if you think of a chicken piccata and it's lemony and tangy, I'm playing off that idea with this lemony relish I'm gonna make. Capers, some shallot that'll go on top of the breaded chicken. So what I've got going on here is my dredging station. So I've got the panko and the finer breadcrumb, the Italian style that you get at the grocery store. I have flour and I put some garlic powder on top of there. I also salted all my layers because that's where you get your flavor. If you only salt one layer, then only one layer of the chicken has salt. And 3 eggs. So what I went ahead and did is I got thinly sliced chicken breast. And that way you don't have to pound it or do anything. It's already ready to go. But first, before I get dredging my chicken, I'm gonna make this relish. And I saw this on Instagram. A chef that I follow on Instagram made this for salmon. And I made this for Christmas Eve this year, actually, and I put it on some salmon. Meyer Lemons. Meyer Lemons are sweeter. The skin is a little bit softer. I would choose these over your regular lemon. And what's so great about it, you cook the rind and all in this little relish. And it's so tangy and good. Just gonna cut very thin strips of this lemon. Gorgeous. Now, onto our shallot. Thin sliced and quick before you cry. Even shallots make me cry. All right, let's go ahead and get our pan heating up back here. Some avocado oil, and then our shallots are going in, and then just let these go medium, low heat. So we'll go ahead and do our chicken while the shallots are cooking. So we've got our chicken breasts, hit them with some salt and pepper. The flour first. Now the flour, which has garlic powder, the flour helps the breadcrumbs and the egg stick. So first, flour. Let me get it a little salt nuts in there. And get everything covered. And then you shake off the excess into our egg. And then into our breadcrumb. Panko and regular Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. Make sure every inch gets covered of that too. Okay, 1 down, 2 to go. I like to stick these in the fridge. If you have the time, even 15 minutes, I just think it helps everything adhere and stick better. So I'm gonna just stick these in the fridge. Wash up first, be right back. Chicken in the fridge. Now, I'm gonna add my lemons. Although I don't wanna drip. All right, can I do it? Okay. In go our lemons, and again, these are just gonna cook down with the shallot and get so yummy and caramelized. Time to fry the chicken. To fry the chicken, I'm gonna use avocado oil. Okay, the big thing about frying breaded chicken is you wanna make sure the oil's hot. So see a little bit of breadcrumb went in there and it's bubbling up. That's when you know your oil is nice and hot. Otherwise, it'll just soak up the oil and become greasy and not crispy. Okay, so we're gonna let, these are really thin, so they're gonna cook pretty quickly. Okay, these two are done, and what I do, look at that golden brown goodness. I'm gonna put it on a sheet pan with a rack over it, and that way the oil can drain and it stays crispy, because if you were to put this on a plate, it would steam and then it'd get soggy and your breading would fall off. Relish is almost done, and right towards the end, I'm just gonna shave in 1 clove of garlic. Our chicken is nice and browned and crispy, and our sauce, or relish, it's shallots and it's Meyer lemon cooked with the rind on, and I probably had it on a low, medium-low burner for maybe 20 minutes. You want the shallots to be really soft, and the lemon just kind of melts in, and the rind. It's interesting, I've never really cooked with lemon rind. It's so soft and a little bitter, but if you love lemon, you're gonna love that. Okay, to that, we're not done. Some capers, chopped parsley, to give it some freshness. Also, I want it to be a little saucy, so I'm going to add a squeeze of orange. Orange is going to give it a little bit of a sweetness. To that, a splash of red wine vinegar. This is where I'm getting a little of the liquid, and good extra virgin olive oil. And look at this sauce you've got. Oh my goodness. Let's take our chicken, and then we'll take our relish and just put a little bit of that over the top. You don't want to cover the whole thing because it'll keep it from staying crispy. I need to try the crispy chicken. It's so citrusy, garlicky, vinegary. I like it. Hope you guys try it. First of all, breaded chicken, delicious, but then when you add that tangy, lemony sauce, really good. Coming up, Eric Spillman takes us to a new neighborhood steakhouse in Venice called American Beauty. Plus, I make a breakfast on the go muffin for Levi, but will he like it? We'll find out next. Venice has a new neighborhood spot that's creating quite the buzz. Not only are they cooking up wood-fired steaks, but they have a casual counter serving up burgers.
Jessica, one of the newest steakhouses in Venice is a place called American Beauty, but it's not just a restaurant. It also has a window where you can order, pick up, and take out. Hi, how are you doing?
I'm good.
All right, I'm all right. Cheeseburger and a Coke.
And a Coke?
How about that? Now that says cheeseburger to me, huh? Perfect. You sit down here and try it out. Now, what made you decide to have a window where people could just order hamburgers and things?
I think the idea is trying to embrace who we are as a company and as a restaurant. We're always trying to think of what's going to be attractive toward guests and trying to give something a little bit back to the community, and also just, you know, being conscientious with what guests look for and affordability. The daytime operation, which is, you know, the burger, the fried chicken sandwich, the fries, the grain bowl, the kale salad, you know, very small menu. Been able to keep the prices relatively low. And you just walk up, and it's very casual. You know, you sit in the parking lot.
Outstanding. It's like the burger of your youth, right? It's like the burger that you remember when you were a kid. It's just a classic. You know, they've done it just like you remembered it.
We take that hat off and put on adult steakhouse hat at 5:30 p.m.
So we opened something that we feel makes a connection to everyone. There's a little nostalgia going on. You can tell by looking around at the restaurant. It's very comfortable. There's a lot of wood. There's funny art on the walls and like throwback things. We're able to connect with people through good wood-fired steaks, really delicious vegetables from the farmer's market, you know, great wine program, and we've created an atmosphere, I think, that feels like home.
People have this idea of a steakhouse, you know, it's kind of like a standard American type of restaurant. Mm-hmm. What did you do to make yours unique or different?
You know, a lot of the dance moves are the same. You know, the steak is steak. You know, we've just kind of like mixed it up a little bit. You know, we're not throwing 32 and 55 ounce steaks out there. They're smaller, they're approachable, not intimidating, and just delivering on the quality.
Let's start with the steak.
So what we have here is dry-aged Holstein cattle. So this is a 15-day dry-aged ribeye, so it's prime. Even for a 15-day dry-aged steak, it still has a lot of that really awesome dry-aged character. It's gonna be fatty, it's gonna have a little bit of that funk that we look for in a dry-aged steak.
This is really outstanding. It really has a lot of flavor. All right, now let's talk about the fish. This looks like a salmon, but it's not a salmon.
That's right, this is ocean trout from Tasmania.
It's a steak.
You don't see steaks that often anymore, right? And so this is a thought that we had of like, what could salmon or something in the salmon family is very approachable for guests. But what could we do that would separate us a little bit? So we made a steak. So it just means cut. We've taken some of the bones out. It still has some bones in it, but a lot of the bones are out. And you really get the best part of the salmon. You get the belly, which is going to be fattier, cooked a little bit more, and then you get the leaner loins cooked on the bone, so it's going to be a little bit juicier, a little bit more flavor.
It's outstanding. I mean, it's flaky and it's light and it's really tasty. American Beauty is located at 425 Rose Avenue in Venice. The takeout window is open until 4:30. And the martinis, Jessica, they get my seal of approval.
Cheers, Eric. That looked so good. I can't wait to check out American Beauty. Okay, on to my little guy who would eat meat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I decided to take his love of breakfast sausage and make an on-the-go muffin. Take a look. You ate one already. But what didn't you like about it?
Can you take all the sausage out first?
You don't like the sausage in there? Okay, eat.
Not at all.
Eat
Not
it.
at all.
What should I put in there instead of sausage?
I put an M&M's.
Together?
And string.
Is it because you love maple syrup?
Yeah. You make it for me?
Yeah. How many of these can you eat?
8.
Whoa. I should make more. And here I thought he loved sausage. He enjoyed the pancake muffins, and you can put anything in them. It's a really easy go-to recipe. If you want to find out how to make it, go to our Instagram at KTLA California Cooking. That's it for us, but if you want to hear more of my conversation with Nadia and Deana and their modern take on Middle Eastern cuisine, check out our California Cooking podcast. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you next week. Does this make you uncomfortable?
No,
okay.
I like the closeness.
Okay. Because it's so quiet in here. I know, we're in awe of the egg cracking.
Letting the egg cracker pro.
You know who we have to make eat one of these? Adrian. Cameraman Adrian! Come on. You've done a lot of talk about this cookie. You need to stick your hand in here and get it.